Once found only in health food stores, organic products are now popping up at most supermarkets. The word organic refers to the way farmers grow and process agricultural products, designed to work with the land and to reduce pollution. The environmental sustainability factors of organic farming are still hotly debated. However, the economical sustainability of the practice has proven to be much more of a worry. Robert Boyd is just one farmer who recently closed his organic farming business late last year as it had become economically unstable. His family had been farming in the Shoalhaven district for over 150 years.
Yeah, and started small, and gradually, by the middle of last year, we were sending a couple of tonne of broccoli to Sydney every week, along with 100 boxes of cauliflowers, and 100 bunches or 200 or 300 bunches of spinach, a couple of hundred bunches of rhubarb, and that was the average thing on a weekly basis for most of the year. We worked really hard, and we were very proud of what we did. But Woolworths opened up a supermarket in Culburra, which was an area that we drew a lot of our customers from. And as soon as Woolies opened up that supermarket, they didn't have a reason to go to town anymore unless they're going to the doctor or the hospital or some other special appointment. And our business in our little farm gate shop just disintegrated overnight.
Woolworths and other major food stores are being blamed for the pressure to maintain low prices. However, consumers have something different to say.
I try and shop organically wherever possible. Yes.
I would prefer to shop more locally if possible.
Even Woolworths has its own organic, so I choose those, or if I go to Shell Harbour I choose the organics there, or I go to the health food shop.
Robert isn't the only farmer who thinks the organic food system is unstable. Kevin Gorman began his farm at Barry Mountain over 20 years ago as certified organic, but has found the whole system as flawed and corrupt.
I feel that a big part of the organic industry is actually just catering to rich people so that rich people can feel good about eating good food. Unfortunately, in this country, there has been a rise of farmers markets, but a lot of the farmers markets are actually only people out of Flemington who are just reselling. My assessment, I've been to quite a lot of farmers markets, and my assessment of them is that they are predominantly just fraud.
Organic certification is an intricate process which incorporates a lot of paperwork and frequent visits from organic food regulators. According to Gorman, as the years went by, the process became less stringent in terms of what they were checking. In fact, during their last visit, they didn't enter his garden at all.
And I actually had problems with the fact that they were virtually forcing you to be a monoculture to get your certification. Like it's quite easy actually to get your certification if you're only growing one crop, because the whole process of what you put in before it and what came after it is all very simple because you're only dealing with one thing.
Michael Champion of Champion Organics has managed to maintain his business as an organic farmer. However, Mr. Champion recognises the industry as being difficult to sustain economically.
It would be a lot easier if you went through something like that and just sprayed it to kill the weeds and just things like that. So it'd be a lot easier, but I just philosophically didn't want to do that. I mean, what we're supposed to be doing is recovering the earth rather than degrading it. So I suppose within that whole concept is basically sort of to do things organically rather than using a lot of chemicals and using systems that are going to degrade the soil. It's a difficult and expensive business to get into and survive. So, and even when I came in here and just other neighbours said, "So you got a farm, are you?" And I said, "What's your wife do?" And I said, "Well, she's a teacher." So, "Oh, you'll be all right then," because it was basically, and I could think of only half a dozen any farmers around that I know whose wives don't work. In other words, they're like the people in Sydney. You've got a two-income family because you need to have that.
Organic farming is desirable for those who can afford it. However, it seems like there is little prospect for small farmers trying to make a living off it.
People don't appreciate that it's an extremely hard job. I say to people, if you go to any phone book and look up if you either look up the word farmer, you'll find a very short list. If you look up vegetable farmer, you'll find an even shorter list. In some cases, like the Wollongong phone book has nobody listed under vegetable farming. And the reason for that is that it's just too hard.